A trip months in the making. I have spent hours waiting and planning for this opportunity. Since Christopher Nolan first announced that he was making Oppenheimer, I have been religiously checking the BFI website just to see if tickets were on sale. And finally, on a random Tuesday, I woke up to tickets freshly on sale, and the war was about to begin. See, I was trying to book tickets for the 70mm IMAX showings. Now, for all of you who aren't film geeks, I'll let Christopher Nolan explain why that's important.
It's the highest quality imaging format ever devised. It gives you an incredible sense of immersion in the image.
And even at 6 AM in the morning, tickets were flying off the hypothetical shelves, and it was extremely hard to get one for opening day. However, I managed to get one!
Would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent.
Perfectly described the UK's biggest screen after the film finished rolling 80 years after Oppenheimer first muttered those famous lines.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Similarly, viewing it in IMAX was something that not a lot of people overall get to experience, and was a true pleasure to see on opening day, and was also a real eye-opener to the true potential of what cinema could be. But upon returning to my accommodation, I felt inspired. I wanted to make something similar to it. So, over the next few days, I went around London and did some filming. Now, this video I want to make is obviously going to be based off of Oppenheimer. However, I'm not going to be replicating the film. After all, this video will be far too long, and I don't really want to go into the nits and gritty of how nuclear fission works. However, what I will say is that I do want to incorporate a lot of the practical effects, editing and sound design that's used throughout the film, and combine it all within a trailer that looks like it's made by Christopher Nolan. If I can. It's a well-known fact that Christopher Nolan is not a fan of CGI, therefore not a single shot in this film is CGI, which, considering it's a film about nuclear bombs, it's very impressive. Throughout the film and trailer, we see references to the quantum realm. This is where Oppenheimer is visualizing splitting the atom or the acceleration and collision of particles, generating energy. Now, considering I'm not allowed to use CGI, how am I going to replicate this? Well, the answer's surprisingly simple. All I did was went down to the London Underground and filmed a bunch of fast-paced stuff, whack a bit of highlighter on it in DaVinci Resolve, and you have a convincing particle effect. Well, kinda. Now, what about the explosion? In my infinite wisdom and complete disregard for health and safety, I'm going to throw petrol on a fire. Don't try this at home, kids. In Oppenheimer, after one look at the trailer and 5 minutes into the actual film, we can see that there's a massive juxtaposition between the use of colour and black and white. This is because Christopher Nolan wanted to reflect what is objective in the film, also known as black and white, and from what is subjective, shot in colour. Each of these perspectives have different characters. In the objective, the central character is Robert Downey Jr.'s character Lewis Strauss, whereas all the scenes shot in colour, or the subjective view, is all focused around Cillian Murphy's character Oppenheimer. I'm going to incorporate this into my own trailer, where all of the shots containing my friend are going to be in colour, and all the shots containing me are going to be in black and white. Now, I'm going to be honest here, I edit the majority of my videos over in DaVinci Resolve. However, the editing tab for colour in DaVinci Resolve scares the absolute life out of me. So in a desperate attempt to try and find a colour grade that fits that of Oppenheimer, I went onto the internet and downloaded a look pack that was able to give me a very good and accurate look for the trailer that I was intending to make, after I tweaked a few things here and there, of course. Editing and sound design in this film go hand in hand. The amazing score produced by Ludwig Göransson would be nothing without the fast-paced action and quick scene changes that are seen throughout the film, that is able to progress the film at such a fast pace but is also engaging and understanding to the audience. Upon my second viewing of Oppenheimer, I picked up on the silence and the overuse of sound effects in some scenes. If you've seen the film, you'll understand what I mean. So I thought it would be essential to incorporate this into my trailer if I can. Add a little bit of copyright-free intense music and you have something that looks like this.